Lone Wolf Customs. Wrecker. Looks more like a wrecker, right? Let's see what I've done. I cut up the Dakota frame. Put these on. I still got to, grind all that down and clean it up, but it's welded in. Might have should have ground that before I welded it in, but fuck it. Same thing on the other side. I got the cross piece in. I got the plating, so it's doubled up. Unfortunately, I jumped ahead of myself on that because I really should have put the hole through everything and pinned it and all that shit before I done that, because this thing's kind of now, in there. I can drop it down underneath to do the hole and all that. It just means I have to work in an awkward angle. Top of the headache bar's in. I couldn't get the thickness of metal that I wanted, so I'm going to end up layering it. This is technically a cross member. So that's a cross member, welded some strapping to reinforce. All the insides all welded in. I'm going to come in here and weld plating to this side and that side, and basically just reinforce it. Even though technically this thing is preventing more of the side to side or collapsing, is really all it's really doing. It really doesn't have any, it's not really going to have any force pulling it, so it should actually be just fine technically the way it is. But I'm going to box it and do all sorts of stuff to make it stronger. But that's what I got. I figured these Dakota pieces should be the strongest because it's right underneath the cab. So surely that'd have to be the strongest component of the entire Dakota, right? It's not a crush zone in the front or a crush zone in the rear. It's in an area where it should withstand everything you put to it, but still got to, heat and cut both of those over here and bring it in. And I also have to figure out the length and bob it. And I've still got to get the beam to go from middle out. But I got to do the pins first, so I have to get the pins. So I guess I have to make some money or something to try to get a hold of the pin material first, because I really need to pin this before I actually do any more, because right now, it's wedged between the winch plate and that cross member, just sitting, weight of it wanting to pull down. And I need to do something so it won't slide down, so when I torch it and bring it over, it don't just, want to fall out or something. Plus, if I get it kind of done to a certain extent, I can put a strap across here and put the ratchet strap hooked to the headache bar just to pick it up on the pivot to where it ain't going to be laying on something. But yeah, hooray. Probably got more done in one if I had materials, and two, I actually had the freaking, if I didn't have to go through all the bullshit of cleaning up that stuff to freaking make it work. So I've had a air chisel for a while, and it's never worked worth a shit. It just never had any oomph. But you put 150 psi to that thing, that sucker actually works pretty good now. So I was using it to knock the rivets out, cleaning all that crap up off the plates. That little triangle piece was part of that gusset thing. The cross member. So I'm probably going to end up welding that in there somewheres to triangle a little more, strengthen. I've still got to do the side plates, so I guess that's probably what I'm going to be doing next. Because little fish plates there, there, on both sides. Because until I get the material for the pins, I can't go no further on the boom. Or at least not easily. I talked to a buddy of mine. Actually, I talked to two buddies of mine. One of them should be able to help me in the next few days, weather permitting, considering it's gray skies. Hopefully he'll be able to help me, and we might be able to get the boom pole and get the engine sitting down here. I've got to do a few things to the engine because the dipsticks broke off, so I have to open the oil pan up, knock the remains of the dipstick out, and put a new dipstick in it, and do a few more things, which you'll see more of that whenever we get to that point. But yeah, I'm pretty tickled. It's, you know, let me back up here a little bit. It's looking more like a wrecker. Oh, there. Now where the cab would be, you can't see it. So bam, it's a wrecker. Yeah, it'll look better when it's cleaned up a little bit. All the pieces are where they're supposed to be, and the fenders are where they're supposed to be, and the little toolbox, and winches, and lights, and all the other crap that's supposed to be on there. When all that shit's took care of, it'll look better. It'll look even better when I actually shoot it with just a cheap-ass black paint on it just to make it not be multicolored and look like it was made out of junk metal, which it was. All right, bye.